Hello and welcome to the show. I've got another classic racing game for you today as I take a look at Toca Race Driver 2. A game that I never actually played this. I never played the second or third of the Race Driver games. As I said when I talked about the first one, it to me has the best and still has the best single player career mode of any game that I've played. I'm kind of curious as to what they did with the second and third. I never know why I didn't get around to buying these or, trying them. But, yeah, I've done the first couple of races of the career mode just to make sure the game was working, just to familiarise myself with the controls and so on. So you join me having driven a Mustang and a Formula Ford. They're the two cars that I've driven so far. We've got a choice for our next championship event between a Skyline in the Pacific American Tour or the Seat Leon, the Super Cup, or the Super Cupra, whatever they call it, cars. Essentially, I think it's a one-make race for the Leons, which I'm going to do because it's a very touring car-esque thing, and I do like my touring car stuff. And we get to go to English circuits. Fantastic. What I do love, I'm just going to start by saying what I do love about this is that the first few championships you do are really quite short, so you kind of get a lot of vehicles and go to a few tracks all very quickly. You kind of just go through it, and it's so it gets you into the more interesting stuff quite quickly, rather than as much as I like Toca Race Driver, it was kind of, you were forced to do touring cars for a relatively decent amount of time. I think it was about like a 40-minute championship, whereas this is just sort of 10 minutes, or I think one of the championships was like 8 minutes with cars, and it quickly gives you different vehicles and different tracks. I kind of quite like that as a way of bringing you in to the game. You get to experience different cars and so on very, very quickly. Right, we are, can I remember the controls? Indeed. I set them up to be like my Forza ones, and then I go back to driving like the old Toca games, and yeah, I can mess up gears. Either way, I know what gear up and gear down is. Right, we're at, did it say Donington for this first race? I hate the Donington first corner. I put the Lexus off around here. In the previous game, but the sailors made it around with no problem, but we have lost a position. I'm going to be brave. Yeah, we're not going to slow down for that at all. Carefully does it around here. Now, the handling is kind of instantly familiar going between the two games. The cars have a lot of grip on here. You can really chuck it into the corners, brake really quite late, and yeah, you can carry a lot more speed through the corners than you perhaps expect. So it takes a little bit of time to get used to. Oh, we're going to have a big... that was a big dive. I didn't really mean to go for the full-on two-car pass that time out. The AI certainly immediately seem more competent on here. They put up a bit more of a fight, make it a little bit more exciting in these early races. Oh, but you've already got a couple. I've only got 2 laps in this instance to try and make your way through the field, so you can't really afford to wait around too long to get passes done. You kind of got to go for it. Oh, we've overshot that. He's going to do the cutback on me, but we've managed to get through a lap, and I haven't stolen anybody's rear wing this time out, which is progress. I haven't actually bumped into anybody at all in this one. I think the leader may be a little too far away. We're going up the inside here, though. Oh, we made it stick in the Seat. I like this Seat. It's a good car for chucking up the inside down there. I can't remember the names of the corners at Donington Park. Donington Park is one of the few places I've been to Donington to watch touring cars a very long time ago, mind, but it was around this sort of era of touring cars. I have actually been to Donington to watch the touring cars go. I'll try to go around the outside. Wasn't going to fit. Right, we've got one more moment on this, or in this race. We're going up the inside into the final chicane. I'm going to make it stick, hopefully, fingers crossed, on the brakes. There we go. Had the big dive, got the pass done. Much cleaner race I've had on here. And much more exciting race as well on this one so far. The races have tended to be, yeah, much more entertaining. And we got the victory, which is always nice. Got some championship points. So the early part of this career mode is just to kind of win money at the moment, to, I guess, manage to get you up to the next tier. Again, this is working on a tier-based system. I think there's 7 tiers, if I remember correctly, from what I saw at the opening screen, and we're at the very, very bottom of that. We're going to the long layout of Oulton Park. I love Oulton Park, so especially the long layout. It's a is a fantastic layout. I think I have to get 70,000. Oh, is it 30,000 a race? I thought it was 30,000 a championship. But I think it might be 30,000 a race win, and we've got to get 70,000 over the course of this championship to then move on to the next one, wherever that may take us. Or is it around the outside of turn 1? And we've made that manoeuvre stick as well. Again, we've got 2 laps, so we're going to have to make up. We're starting in 10th. So we're going to have to... Oh, that's not the button I wanted. We're going to have to make up a decent number of positions per lap. One thing I have noticed is that the cars do tend to spin out their rear wheels really rather easily around here. It does not take much to get the car to spin their wheels. You can often get it leaving great big tyre marks just by turning the wheel. You can see that. Look at the ball go. Which is a little bit peculiar. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, this is a relatively old racing game, and it's the actual races, the AIs, the way the AIs kind of react to you racing around them is pretty damn good. I haven't had any silly AI moments. Again, on the first race driver, there are bits where you're kind of diving up the inside of someone, they'd turn in on you, they wouldn't give you space, but on here, it's actually really quite intelligent. Again, we do see them making the odd mistake, but it's not incredibly common, so you can't rely on the cars ahead of you falling off the road. You will see them sometimes fall off the road, but you don't rely on them falling off the road. Also, the tracks feel quite a lot more accurate. They're a lot hillier. A lot of the tracks on the first one felt incredibly flat, like Brands Hatch felt incredibly flat. Oulton Park felt very flat as well. But yeah, on here, they do feel quite improved. Oh, we're going up the inside. Again, they're reacting to when I'm having these quite late... That was a quite late move, I'll be honest, on that one. There's quite a big last-minute dive up the inside, but they didn't turn in on me. They didn't do anything stupid. They just they gave me sensible racing room. Now, the fear is with an AI system is that if you let them kind of move out of the way, if the player gets their car up the inside, it's kind of easy to dive bomb and trick them. I can do this on a Assetto Corsa, and I haven't played a Assetto Corsa for a while, so they may have changed it, but on a Assetto Corsa it was so incredibly easy to make your way through the field just by kind of dive bombing. The AI would dive out of your way to avoid a crash and make it very, very easy. On here, they actually found a really good balance. Like, the AI don't turn into you, but they don't kind of completely dive out of your way. They kind of react in a natural way. And, this is a really quite old racing game with an AI system that I'm really, really impressed with. It does really, really well to feel competitive. Like back there, if I tried to be crazy, I would have got into an accident. But I'm here around the outside. Look, he's not running me out of road. He's giving me racing room. It's fantastic, and that's what makes this racing so much fun. And it's why you'll see I'm having much cleaner races on here than I did on the first one. The first one, the AIs were a little bit set in their ways. From time to time, they would try and defend or attack and so on, but they were quite well set on rails. But here, it's a lot more natural. And I'll be honest, probably one of the most fun AI systems I've raced against. I mean, I love the drivatars on Forza because the drivatars mean it's never a dull race. Whether it's a good race or not is often down to luck, but it's never a dull race because the drivatars are always up to something, sometimes crashing on their own, sometimes crashing you off. Whereas on here, these have been really good to race against. Admittedly, these first championships have been a little easy. I mean, you saw I carved my way from 9th to the top of the field in 2 laps. Little on the easy side, but I'm sure that'll get tougher as you go through. So we've got to get 5th in this race to progress to the next championship. Brands Hatch in here. This will probably be a good comparison of the tracks. If we've got some proper elevation here, oh yeah, much. I think it already looks much better. The list of championships, I don't know, because as I said, I haven't played this before, but just looking from the box, there is a lot of different motorsport categories on this one, and I'm hoping to show you a few of the different ones as we go through this video. Can we do anything up the inside here? Yes, we can. We can get 1 car. Maybe we can even get a second around the outside. Nope, I'm not brave enough. I'm going to cut back, though. They're off in the wall. Did there used to be a wall along there at Brands? I don't know. Don't know. I've only ever seen it with the huge amount of runoff down the area, so maybe there did used to be a wall. We're going to dive up the inside. We're going to get ourselves into a podium position already as everyone is bursting into wheel spin around that corner. They're going side by side up ahead. car behind is a little too far back. The arrow scares the crap out of me. I'm expecting it to be a lot closer than it is when that arrow pops up, but that's just kind of warning you roughly where it is. This actually gives you a little bit more leeway than I'm expecting. I've got to stop locking the brakes on these cars. Again, it's a little hard to judge. Once again, the controller vibration doesn't go off when you're spinning the wheels, which for me that's very much used to dealing with that sort of a system like that in Forza and most kind of modern racing games. Makes it a little bit tough sometimes to judge things like braking, especially sort of putting the power down. Yeah, trying to find that fine line is a little bit more tricky, but I can live with it. We're having a few lockups, but nothing catastrophic. We're going to have a relatively straightforward lead, helped by the fact that at least 3 cars have fallen off into the wall at the same place. Admittedly, it is one of the trickier corners on the track. It took me a long time to get the hang of taking that turn 3 here. It's yeah, quite easy to get yourself in trouble. Fortunately, we're not going to be dipping our wheel on the grass and spinning it into the scenery. Many a time have I done that on Forza, especially in the wet. Super easy to do that through there. And we're going to take a relatively nice, comfortable victory in this one. I'll take the 90,000 monies. I don't think the monies have a unit to them. I think it's just money. Is that? I didn't notice a symbol of any sort. Yeah, we won. We won with the Seat. And now again we got the people, got the managers talking around and so on. Can we skip?
What have you done to my chart?
No, we can't skip the cutscene.
There's the vintage classic coming up. You show
I see
well
trucks.
there, you get on the podium,
I see trucks.
guarantee your money troubles will be at an end.
I see
Well,
trucks.
that's brilliant.
I don't care about money. Give me the trucks. I want the racing trucks. Come on, stop talking.
A couple funky races lined up.
Stop talking, scary people. I want to go racing with the truck.
Unorthodox.
I don't like this.
You'll like the fee and the prizes. You got a chance to make 80 grand. That enough for you? Let's get you the vintage classic, and then who knows? Unless you've got a better plan.
Oh, please let me go race trucks next. Right, I don't care. I won the championship. I had twice as many points as the... oh, no, not quite, sorry. He had 39, not 30 points. Yeah, I won with the Seats. They're good fun cars to drive. Yeah, really quite awesome. Yes, we get to go racing with trucks. This is fantastic. International super truck racing, most definitely. Lightning truck as well. So there's all sorts of interesting championships. Yes, I want to drive this. We are going to, I don't know that first track, and Nurburgring Short. Unfortunately, there's only going to be 7 other trucks on track. This should be fun. This should be really fun. Okay, we're going to South Africa. I don't think I've ever even heard of this track. Okay, well this will be new. I know Nurburgring. I mean, all the other tracks I've driven around, I do know them. Up until this point, I think there was Laguna and a couple of other places. Oh god, this is going to be interesting. Right, we are off in our truck. I don't know what the brakes are going to be like. I don't know where on earth I'm going in this leviathan of a vehicle. It looks a lot beefier as well. I played the Formula Truck game. These things look a hell of a lot beefier than the Formula Trucks. These just look like semi-trucks that have been put on a racetrack and have a lot of power. Like the Formula Trucks actually look like racing vehicles. These, look at that. It's an absolutely bruiser of a truck. Oh, there's a gear in there somewhere. We'll find a gear eventually. Yeah, as expected, perhaps not my strongest event with a. Oh dear, I don't know. That's not a good line to take through there. I'm not quite getting the gear. Oh, that's the wrong button. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. I'm getting flustered in this vehicle. It's yeah, this is certainly something to drive. Actually does get stopped and turned pretty well. I've got to give it that. It's a little sluggish to respond initially. Again, not exactly surprising on that one that the kind of the initial turn-in is a little bit sluggish for this when compared to a Seat Super Cup thing. Well, we're going to find a way past there. It was not the cleanest of overtakes. Interesting track that we've come to. It's quite a relatively long circuit by the looks of it. Probably be quite interesting in high-speed cars, this one. Lots of these fast corners that are quite terrifying in a truck at 110 miles an hour. That's, oh, please stop. We kind of kamikazed our way across the sand trap. It did the trick, though. I would say that worked. Oh, now we've got a tight corner coming up. Not really sure where you need to brake for these. You can kind of have some big dives. Oh, we've got a traffic jam on the chicane. I've kind of punted my way through all of that. Again, I'm in a truck. What does it matter? Oh, I spy a hairpin coming up. This is an interesting mix of a track. We go from some quite high-speed stuff to some really low-speed fiddly stuff towards the end of the lap, and some of the AIs up ahead having a little bit of issue getting their trucks around some of the tighter corners. Again, relatively understandable around here. Now, how brave... I know, I've got a few more chances to get past these things on this lap. How brave dare anyone be through there? It's quite a scary corner. Again, these corners in faster vehicles I think would be fantastic. Quite a nice flowing layout. So this kind of slowing down into here. I'm quite slow around this first part of the lap, trying to carry... I just don't quite have that much trust in the truck, I would think is what it is. But later on in the lap, I can seem to pick up quite a lot of speed by simply being brave on the brakes. I'm going to take exactly the same line as I did last time around. Oh, things have gone wrong. Things have gone wrong big time in the semi-truck. The sand was not a good call. Well, it wasn't really a call. It was an accident. Okay, the turning was a little better than I was expecting. I was kind of expecting a little bit more understeer and so on, and well, that was poor. That was, yeah, okay, we might have a bit of a tough time trying to make the money required. I don't know what happens if you fail, if you then have to go and do the other championship. So if I fail this one, do I have to go race the pickups? Oh, what a shame, I'll have to go racing in... it looks like the Ford Lightning truck, the Ford Lightning pickup that was the Ford with a Ford GT engine in it. So, I mean, that's okay by me. I'm not going to turn that one down. Oh, we're going up the inside here again. That may well have been my front bumper from last lap. Pretty sure that's where I dove on somebody. Maybe we can get sick. I think that's even pushing it. Yeah, I think it is my front bumper because we've not got that chrome bit, whereas everybody else does. Even being on the grass, trying to make the most of every possible opportunity, I don't think I'm quite going to get close enough to really do anything. Maybe a dive at the hairpin might work if I can be quick through this next tight, this chicane area that we're coming up to here. Come on, get through there. Oh, that I see why they struggled at carrying speed. Oh dear, okay. The back end can sometimes get unhappy. I'm knocking over all of the signs and everything. Yeah, I may have tried to use that little bit too much throttle in the back end, got away from me. This is an interesting challenge to go racing with. As you would imagine, 8th is well down. That was a poor event. Silly mistake. Silly mistake by me. Let me down in that race. Otherwise, I was up there in contention for podiums. Bugger. Okay. Well, seeing as there's only one more race, I can't exactly do much about winning the championship. Oh, we got 10,000 monies. We need 80,000. So. Sure, we'll go race Nurburgring. Even if I can win here, it's only going to put me up to 70. So I'm assuming that it's going to let me go race the pickups, which should be equally good fun. Right, how on earth are these trucks going to handle at Nurburgring? The brakes for this first corner could be interesting. I'm going to go with interesting to to describe them. Where the braking point is going to be, I have absolutely no idea. I'm going to wait for them to brake and then dive up the inside. Probably going to end me in trouble here. Oh, I've locked everything. Everything's locked up. I'm not stopping. Okay, it did end me in quite a lot of trouble. Oh, okay. Knocking the brakes in a truck is not a good idea. We have made it way up into 3rd, but that was mostly from kamikazing our way through the field. Okay, that's a scary thing to try and slow down. Oh, God. Just stop locking the brakes. Stop locking the brakes in the truck. Oh, no. Oh, God. Once that back end starts going, you just can't... Well, you can keep it under control, but you have to lose all of your momentum. You have to go very hard on the brakes to try and make sure that it doesn't get away from you, because there's just so much vehicle moving around at such speed about here. Oh, we're going to get some assistance. I was being cautious that time around, making sure I didn't make another silly mistake, and that very nearly got me into trouble from a vehicle behind. Okay. I don't know what layout of Nurburgring we're going to be running around. Oh, God. Yeah, you are punished for cutting the corners by the truck likely to spin out as you transition from dirt to tarmac. So let's stop doing that. That's not a thing that we want to be doing particularly. Right, are we going to have the nasty chicane to deal with, or is it going to be the faster chicane? Don't know. No idea. We're just going to kind of guesswork. It looks like it's going to... Yeah, it's going to be the nasty chicane. Where do we brake? I have no idea. Absolutely no idea where we go to slow down, although that worked pretty damn well because the truck's up ahead while I had a little issue getting my thing off the corner. Nowhere near as much. Okay, the AIs absolutely hate that chicane. They do really struggle getting the trucks around it. That is good news for me because I can maybe make up some time on them. Still don't know where I'm braking for the first corner, and I'm bouncing it in the limiter a little bit too much on here. Where do we brake? Where do we brake? I don't know. Let's try and not cause a big accident. Oh, we have got 7 gears in here. 120 miles an hour in the truck. Oh, we're going to not quite stop that time either. Okay, it was better. There was less locking up on that one. But, yeah, still not quite got stopped. I don't think I'm going to take a victory somehow with these... with these things. I've got used to the touring cars and the Formula Fords, and then going into this, that is quite a change, really. Oh, come on, truck. Oh God, where are we going? That's that. We're going wandering through. There really doesn't. Those quick changes of direction. It really doesn't like it. It times does feel like it has a slight mind of its own as to what on earth it's doing around here. Okay, we're a little braver on the brakes through here. But as you can see, yeah, the AI put up more of a fight in this one certainly. And apart from their real, I'm doing exactly the same thing again. I'm turning in too soon, expecting there to be a little bit more understeer from it that there wasn't at that point. Well, I am not really learning from my mistakes at all with this. Well done, me. Yeah, with the exception of the chicane here. That the AIs can't do. The rest of the lap, they are far faster than I am. Or certainly the ones up there. They didn't really seem to catch me much around the lap. Big brake. I didn't really get the braking right there either. I was still too early on the brakes. But still far, far later than the trucks ahead. Can I do anything into the final corner? I don't think so. Not unless he has a moment. And no. It was worth having a sniff just in case he ran wide. But was never likely to happen. I'll take a podium, though. It is a vast improvement over the previous race. So, yeah, I will take that. Oh, dear. Interesting vehicles. Very, very interesting vehicles, these ones, to go driving. I am 5th overall in the championship. It's not too bad, considering the terrible, terrible first round. Now I'm not sure quite what it's going to get us to do. Continue. Oh, right, okay. So I think we have to... can we just... what I'm going to do, abandon these... Continue. Yeah, okay, sure. We'll have a go at the lightning truck as well, just to show it off. Oh, Pikes Peak? Wait. Okay, I don't know quite where we're going racing, but let's go find out. Texas Speedway, well, that sounds like an oval. Do we actually race on the oval? I mean, the length of a mile and a half sounds about right. Are we really going to do the Pikes Peak course in lightning these pickups? This is interesting. Most definitely interesting. This one. Oh, we are going to do an oval race. Fantastic. Or at least some of the thing is going to be on an oval. I'm assuming we're on the... Texas doesn't have an infield track, I don't think. So, okay, lots of disciplines of motorsport, which is always good. You've got to love the variety, and that's what I had hoped for when again when I looked at the box of this game with all of the the various vehicles pictured and so on. Lots of disciplines of motorsport, lots of different stuff to be doing. Dear God, we are going seriously quickly with these things. Yeah, these are the crazy Fords with the GT engine in it. Oh, we're up into 3rd place around here. Get a nice tow off the back of the vehicles up ahead. How many laps are we doing? Does that say 6? I think it does. Bugger. Right, are they going to sit in one another's slipstream? They're braking? Whoa, why are we braking? I've had to brake. I may have broken the engine doing that. No, engine's fine. Wasn't sure on the gear ratios. I thought I'd broken quite a lot for that turn, but apparently not enough. Gear ratio is quite long in here, but not quite long enough to forgive that. Whoa, okay, back end. I see why they're slowing down a little bit for these turns. The back end is, well, it's a pickup with an awful lot of power and very little rear end grip. So back end does like to move around a little bit on here. But we have got to the lead, and the AIs, I don't think, are going to really be able to do too much, because I can just have a little lift coming through here, and they have a big... Yeah. Okay, so they're not quite ideally suited to the oval racing. Yeah, okay. Provided I don't make a stupid mistake, this shouldn't really be that particularly hard. My impressions of the career mode on here is I love the variety, and I love the way that the championships... I'm assuming that, once you get up to like the DTM cars, and I think there's Indy cars, certainly there's some fast open-wheeled cars in this. Once you get up to there, I assume the championships get longer and so on. I love that we have this quick fire variety to start the game with and so on. I still don't quite like the way the career mode is laid out here as much as I did on the first one. It's a great career mode. I preferred the first one though, because this one, by the looks of it at least, certainly by my failure with the racing trucks, it's not a case of kind of getting sort of signed to teams and swapping about the different events and so on. You kind of have to get a certain amount of money to progress, and then you have to restart it if you fail. I much preferred the originals. It felt like much more like a racing career, whereas this one is resetting you and sending you back. Feels much more like a game. It's just not quite like the variety is fantastic on here, but yeah, the actual kind of career mode as such, it doesn't seem quite as good, I think, is the best way to put it. It's still very good, but yeah, it's still very, very well done, very well varied. But yeah, I do still prefer the idea of signing for different teams and having to do tests to get a drive in certain cars and all of that kind of thing that went on with the first one. We have got one more time around this circuit, provided I don't spin it. I actually now just pretty much flat out. There's a little lift coming into the first corner because it's a little bit bumpy, and I'm still afraid I might do something stupid and spin the truck. But the AIs have, not been a particular fan. I hope when they get, I'm assuming, seeing that there is an oval here, I assume that there are proper oval racing cars, whether they'll be called NASCAR or not. I probably doubt it. I doubt they would have had a license, but like American something or others. I hope that the AIs will be more of a fight with this. Hey, that's a pretty good, straightforward victory. Okay, let's.
Hey,
oh,
look at you, money boy. Your winnings
You
are stacking up big.
coming up here to
You know,
say
if
hello
I
again.
you'd peg me for a
Yeah, I
girl,
know.
I would kiss your speedy ass.
I won some money. Can we go racing some more? Thank you. Oh, okay. That's an interesting point system. Okay, I got 200 points. Yay! And yeah, we got. All I need to do now is come. What do we need to get? I need to come sixth or higher at Pikes Peak, and then we'll win. Does Pikes Peak have a racetrack? I mean, a mile doesn't seem very long for Pikes Peak. Let's be honest. Is there an actual racing layout around here? We're going to find out in about 30 seconds. Not even 30. Oh, is it an oval? Is there an oval at Pikes Peak? Okay. Oh, I was hoping we were going to go hill climbing with these. I thought that would be interesting. So this is a relatively short oval, this one. I'm not sure how much we'll have to brake in these trucks to get around. Doesn't look massively steeply banked. Right, are you guys going to put up a fight this time around, or am I going to be able to walk my way through them? By the looks of it, it's going to be quite the latter. Yeah, that was a big jump. I'm getting caught out by how much they jump on the brakes. Right, I mean, fourth is good enough for me. If we can just end the race now, we can progress on to some other things. Okay, right, we've ended up in the back of that one ahead. Haven't really done any damage to ourselves though, so that's the important thing. We dented the bumper a little bit, but that's okay. Right, are we going to be able to make up places through here? How brave dare we be? Definitely not going to try that flat. It's not steeply banked enough to be trying that flat, and we certainly don't have the grip. But we do still have the cornering speed over the vehicles around. 7 laps around this particular circuit. We're going to go around one and not quite around the other one. Oh no! Don't let that back end get away from you. Be a little bit too easy to do that if you're not careful. Smoother circuit this one though. I will say, much nicer to drive around here than that last one. Yeah, the Texas one did feel very, very bumpy, but this, much smoother. Oh, as far as camera angles go, we do have a cockpit view again on this one. Normally I will drive from cockpit view, but I'm not a huge fan of these cockpit views. Kind of feels a little bit like it's just a dash cam rather than actually from a cockpit view. I know it's a very old game, and of course perfectly forgive that and so on. Not very many games had cockpit view at this time, but that's why I'm driving from the third person view. Is I don't really like driving from the dash cam. I did also notice an interesting thing when I went to set up the controller. This game, there's actually an option to have a clutch button. Never realised that these games, the first one didn't, but I guess second and probably third, have had got options to have a clutch button. This was one of the earliest kind of console games to have that. I thought Forza was one of the first to have it like a dedicated thing for clutch, but apparently not. So that's quite cool. Come on, we've only got a couple more laps of circulating. Yeah, it gets a little bit dull when it's so easy to kind of just trundle around at the front with the AI's not really doing much. I love oval racing. I watched all of NASCAR this season because it's all gone on YouTube, which is very helpful of them. But it's most fun and most exciting when there are lots of cars all around you. When it gets to this stage, it's not quite so much, not quite so entertaining really. So yeah, but I'm hoping definitely the AI will get more difficult if there are more oval stuff to be done, because yeah, it's a little too straightforward. Again, I didn't see a difficulty setting for the career mode, so I'm assuming it'll just automatically increase it as you go through. There's a little bit of a slide from the forward as we come around the final turn. Oh, didn't quite dare tip it in with full speed there, as again didn't want to smack the rear of the car, spin the thing around. Well, that was quite straightforward, winning at that oval. Right, we are done with the pickups. I'll just have a look and see what it is that is the option next. Yay, I won the championship and have more than enough money now to progress onwards. It's a vintage classic challenge with, by the looks of it, a Jaguar E-Type. But yeah, you get the idea of going through the career mode. It's a good career mode. It's a great career mode. Just while the variety is fantastic, I still kind of prefer the presentation and the style of the previous one. But still, you know, this does pretty well. A thoroughly enjoyable game. The AI are amazing on here. The damage is pretty damn impressive as well to the vehicles. Not that I really showed it that much, because I didn't really crash too much, which is always a plus point for me. Damage is equally impressive on here. Yeah, a really very, very solid game. Can't believe I didn't play it earlier. I'm sure I'll have lots of fun playing through this one as I get through the career mode and experience all of the various different vehicles. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.